Go back upstairs.
Cool.
Because it came with a washer dryer.
Yeah, we did have a few repairs on the other side, so we didn't rent it out right away because we had a few things to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you
after that,
did you focus on the other one first and getting that rented first
yeah,
before your own
Yeah.
cash flow?
We put all of our effort into that other side.
Mm-hmm.
The property was actually kind of perfect because what we wanted was one unit that was real beat up,
Mm-hmm.
and then we wanted one unit that was like a couple things but nicer.
Okay.
Because then we knew we could take our time with our unit, and we just sacrificed living in the nicer unit.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
now our unit is probably a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Well, once we put in stuff.
Cool.
So then I have the other building. Actually, I think I put it up here. So like this is the property. So the other unit. Oh.
This is your current one, not the future one?
This is the current one it's rented, not the future one. So like pretty big. Anna built these radiator covers,
Nice.
covering them.
Anna, do you go on Pinterest a lot? To find, yeah, do you Pinterest to like find your ideas or
Yeah,
what?
I mean, yeah, that helps. We also have which I need to learn, we have a neighbor who does radiator covers.
Ooh.
So I need to learn from him.
We painted
but-
the upstairs ones and put radiator covers
Yeah.
in the downstairs ones.
Okay.
The bedrooms.
Mm.
I mean, they're really, radiator covers are really expensive to just buy.
Really?
I don't know if anybody's ever had to purchase them,
No.
but they can be easily, like 200 plus. And depending, I mean, you have a radiator in every room.
Uh-huh. So that adds
It's
up
not
quick.
really worth it to go around and
Yeah.
put a cover on every single room.
On that note, we found some people that fussed about no air conditioning. So
Mm.
your radiators, you're not really you're not cheaply putting
Yeah.
air conditioning in the house.
Yeah.
We had some people that were like, oh, no air conditioning. But when you're in Pittsburgh, it's one of those things where it's like you need to know your tenant pool. Because in Pittsburgh, how long do you really even need to have the air conditioning on?
Mm-hmm.
Some people care. If you're probably doing like a really high price rental,
That should be,
they may care more. But
Mm.
I think location is more important than whether it has hot water heat or air conditioning.
Mm. Where's your property at?
Dormont,
Okay.
same street as my mom.
Yeah.
So
She probably loves that.
yeah, now we're hypothetically moving to Brookline,
Okay.
like right behind Boulevard. That's up here too. We want all of our places to be really close to each other,
Mhm.
so that managing's easy. Like I don't want to have one in Dormont, one in Bellevue, one in Fox Chapel, one in Hill District, one in all over the place because I want to manage them. I don't want to drive all over the place. It's all like I said, like that lifestyle design.
Yeah.
So like I said before, 40 doors with $200 a door average. That's like initial analysis sort of stuff with property management, was paying somebody else to do the repairs, all that stuff. We want them within 2 miles of each other. I organized the South Hills Pittsburgh Real Estate Investors Association subgroup, so
Cool.
we finally started to get everybody local together. The Pittsburgh Real Estate Investors Association gets people local all together. There's a new investors group too, as well.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Alex Deacon, Cutter Williams runs that thing.
Mhm. Cool.
Those kind of things are great to go to as well because you meet like all these people.
That's
And
true.
That's what really kind of accelerates your learning, is meeting people and asking questions and going on the Facebook groups and just posting out to the group.
That's how I found you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay tagged me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
And like I said, get 10 properties over 10 years by house hacking, 1 per year. The rest of the doors for our 40 doors are just regular investments. They could still be properties, like if we find a fourplex that
Mhm.
works. When I first started putting my goals together, I wanted a fourplex, but found out that they were fewer and far between at a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were just not within 2 miles of my area that I want to be. Lots of duplexes, but not as many like bigger units,
Mhm.
or they're illegal triplexes.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever do like the 1031X, like, because you're gonna have a lot of duplexes and things like that? Would you ever sell and go for like a 10-unit apartment if you found a good deal, or does that not seem attractive to you because of like closing costs and different loans and all that stuff?
I could. That's further down the line.
Yeah.
We could. I know that right now. I don't know if this is. It's just kind of something that I see, but you see a lot of new apartment complexes going up.
Yeah.
Brand new ones.
Everywhere.
So I think that those older ones that are going to go up for sale are going to eventually suffer unless they're in really good areas. So I don't know if I'd get into like a older 10-unit apartment building. Plus, I just like the kind of, it's a different tenant pool. So the kind of tenants that I want are, you know, there are different kinds of people that want to live in a duplex versus like an apartment building. Not that any's better or worse. It's just the bigger the units are, the longer people usually stay.
Okay.
Sometimes, because it's like you'll get a lot of people who just want to stay for years rather than just a year or just 2 years, and that's what you'll get in like that's like a lot of apartments.
Yeah. So you're looking for like, are you looking for long-term people that'll stay there till they die?
Probably.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
the ideal.
I'm just looking for people that meet my screening criteria.
Do you put bumps in the rent at all? Like, do you have like increases every so many years if they decide to stay for so long?
Not in the lease, no,
Okay.
but they're on year leases. So when they renew their lease, I'd up it a little bit. Depends on the tenant too. Like, I mean, some tenants will take a rent increase, but if they're a really good tenant, your vacancy is going to cost you so much money to fill it again. So do you really want to maybe eat the vacancy cost, eat the cost of turning the unit, like repainting, recarpeting, all that stuff, or would you rather just leave the rent at the same and let them stay in there?
Yeah.
I like the leaving the rent.
Yeah, less work.
Less
You can
of a
sleep.
work. Then, like I said, I'm big about lifestyle design. Want to retire at 35. The other joke that I use is I want to be not working when our cats ultimately retire. They're 3 and 1, so we have a solid like. As long as we keep using cats, that's yeah. And then I kind of want to spend all my basic expenses on the cash flow, and then just whatever I want to do for work, whenever I want to work. Probably like I like being an agent, so probably just be an agent for a few people, make some extra money. That'd be nice. But pretty much just if I want to scale down, the cash flow lets me just hang out. If I want to make a lot of money, go to get my private jet and all that stuff, then maybe just scale up everything. Pretty much just having the flexibility to do whatever. And I have this picture over here because the quote that I heard from somebody before was like, I want to wake up whenever the sun comes through my window, not whenever my alarm clock goes off. So that's kind of the goal. And I want to be able to work from anywhere. Just like basically just be virtual.
Yeah. And that is you in like the third picture, right?
Yeah, this one right here is me. This one's Anna. This one's Anna. Anna likes to take pictures. Anna did studio art in college.
Cool.
This is me hiking. This is me in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's most of it, unless you have any questions. We asked a lot of questions throughout, but I'm still free. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I like to think of it like we're all gonna have. Most of us will have like student loan debt. It makes me feel more comfortable when I'm like, oh, if I can cash flow, you know, $300 a month or something like that. That's my student loan payment. You know, it could also be your rent, but like you said, there's a lot of expenses when you graduate and things like that. And they all kind of usually come at once. So to me, it's like super attractive
Yeah,
and like.
you're not on the meal plan anymore.
Yeah.
You gotta go buy groceries.
Yeah.
You're not living off of debt anymore. Now you actually have to pay for your life. I mean, I know right when I left college, I went right into sales so that I could make more money, and then worked in sales for a few years until I paid off my student debt, lived with my parents first, and then moved in with my friend who was house hacking without even knowing it. He was renting out his units to people, or his bedrooms to like other friends, and then eventually just put all the extra money into just paying off my student loans, and they were gone. And basically, like right when we moved in here, I got over the hump, I guess, and I mean that made it so much easier to do everything else like in life.
Now, do you only do like real estate investing, or do you also like have other types of retirement accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I have like my 401k, and that's pretty much it. Like my 401k and the real estate stuff. I have like a little Acorns account. It's like a phone app where it just rounds up your money. Like
Yeah.
you, when you pay 89 cents for something, it invests 11 cents. So like to get you to $1, it just takes the money and puts it in there, and then I use that for like Christmas presents. That and cash back.
Mhm.
But
Still all adds up though.
yeah.
So you didn't start when you were in college, obviously. Like how long of a gap was it from when you graduated to when you bought your first house? This one, a year ago.
Three and a half years.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like we're still in college. Some of us graduate like in a semester, some in like 2-3 years. Is there any advice you would give? I know like there's a couple people that are in this group that either currently like have a house and they're renting it out in like South or something like that, or they're looking to buy a house soon while they're in college, or it's the first thing they're gonna do, or maybe it's a long-term thing. But from your experience, would you do anything differently? Like if you had to go back 5 years, knowing what you know now, would you do anything differently?
I mean, I lived cheap enough to pay down my student debt. That was the first thing.
Okay.
Just set goals.
So that was a
you
good thing.
want. That's like the biggest thing. Just actually write down your goals though. Don't just set them in your brain. Write them down. I haven't revisited in a while, but for maybe like a year and a half, I just had a document where I wrote down literally everything I wanted to do in life, and I revisited it like every month.
Mm-hmm.
And on Saturday morning at 7 a.m.
I mean, essentially, the other thing that we do is, like you said, we don't really, just because we have this income, we're not living our life like we're making that money.
Mm-hmm.
We still do all of our grocery shopping at Aldi, like we still live like we don't make any money.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing, is just control your expenses. Like, that's the biggest piece of advice, because then the faster you get away from that, like, student debt, the easier life becomes, because, like, that's probably your only loan right now. Unless you have maybe a car loan or credit cards or something, but just pay all that stuff down, and then you can do this, you can do everything. Or you can do it while you have that. I mean, that's fine too. I guess if real estate investing would have even been on my radar in college, I might have tried to get started earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have. So, because that's the thing about all this stuff, is you can go to as many classes, seminars, meetups, everything, but until you start actually doing, it's like you just need to get into it. So you need to get to a critical mass of education where you understand the basics, find a mentor, find some like-minded person. The way that I found people to ask is I just said, hey, what can I do for you for free? Like, I don't care what it is. And then because I was getting my license, I had another agent who also invested, and she was like, you know what, manage my Facebook for me.
Cool.
And I was like, okay, I'll manage your Facebook for you. And then now she's around for me to ask like any questions that I want. Just because once you start networking and engaging the whole community, the nice thing about the real estate investor community is that everybody's so willing and open to share their information that you don't have to feel stupid asking. Like, it doesn't matter what the question is. It's like people will answer it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd do right now. Start learning, start engaging the community, meet people. You guys already started that. And then once you hit just, I understand the basics, just go for it. Like, do whatever you need to do to get one. And then you learn so much by just doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You remember Pittsburgh RIA, right?
Yeah.
For everyone in the room, I recently talked to like Pitt, and they're willing to pay for like pretty much any educational membership that we want to do. So like Josh Cottrell wasn't going to charge us, but like if Pitt's going to pay it, I mean, we're paying them anyways. Might as well get something back and help out the investment community. But if you guys ever find anything that you want to do, just let me or whoever would be like the future allocations person, like our treasurer or anything like that, or president, and just say, hey, I found this thing, I want to do it, whether it's a class or a membership type thing, and there's a really good chance, 80 to 90% chance that it'll get approved, unless it's like $1 million or something like that. But
Give that many people.
I don't know. I mean, there's like those crazy classes that charge for like $10,000. You can learn all that stuff. So like,
The RIA is actually, even if you don't want to get the whole membership, it's like $10 a trip.
yeah,
Just if you want to pay for one meeting. And then what I do at them, I just sit next to somebody different every time at the main meeting. I usually try to find like, it doesn't even matter. I just sit next to somebody different every time, because I'm not the kind of person that, I'm not the best at like going around the room and being like, hello,
yeah,
nice to meet you. Who are you? What can you do for me?
Mhm.
Like, to me, that just seems fake. So I just like to talk to somebody and just meet them and hear their story. That's what I do at RIA.
That's
Just
cool.
go and sit next to somebody. Now I meet up with people that I meet online at RIA,
Mhm.
just to meet them in person, do the subgroups, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's only $10 a trip, or if you get the membership, I think there's a student price now.
Yeah, because we had a couple people going. He was like, "You guys are getting in for free, so let's just try to set a price." But he doesn't care. He's not very strict. So he was gonna say like 60 or something like
The
that.
new investors one now too.
Interesting.
Alex Deacon with Keller Williams runs that.
Cool.
He has like a class on Saturdays. I just joined his Keller Williams team.
Oh, really?
So I should know more about it, but I don't yet.
That's cool,
He,
though.
I think it's Saturday mornings, and they just go through. They have like a workbook and everything,
Nice.
and it's surrounded around RIA members of wherever you live in the city. There's like a subgroup.
Hmm.
We did the CCAC class for learning how to landlord, and Marv was a trip, but was a great guy.
Hmm.
He would still probably answer the phone if I called him.
That's cool.
So
Yeah, that's really cool. I learned a lot. I don't know. I appreciate you coming in.
nice.
Yeah. Does anybody have any like other questions, or like by show of hands, like who seems like interested in house hacking or like thinks that it's a cool idea?
Good.
All right, I think like yeah. I don't know if we had this.
Cards. If you guys want to take one and email me, call me, whatever you want. I mean,
Mhm.
since I work during the day,